Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about 3 successful Facebook ads campaigns from real churches.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less, you're going to get a daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills, joined as always by the boss man, it's Brady Shearer, and today we're talking about 3 successful Facebook ads from real churches.
On episode 170 of Pro Church Daily, Alexander, we talked about how to run a successful Facebook ads campaign at your church. 4-step strategy, breaking down exactly how to use Facebook ads to reach into your community and connect to people that are not yet connected to your church, and really how Facebook ads and Facebook is the greatest outreach platform that we've ever had because of the attention and because of the affordability. Now, if you're feeling a little bit skeptical, we wanted to give you exact examples to show you how to do this and how other churches have already done it. Okay. So let's dive in with the first example. This is an Easter advertisement, and the copy for this advertisement reads, Easter at blank church, a live petting zoo, and Pastor Jim's new series Do-Over. If you're watching this episode of Pro Church Daily, which we highly recommend that you do because there are a lot of actual image graphic examples of these Facebook ads to look at them. You'll be seeing it on the screen. If you're listening, the picture that accompanies this ad is the Easter eggs that you paint. Classic. They're very bright and colorful. Big Easter at blank church text on the graphic.
It's going to jump right off the screen.
And then a photo of the painted Easter eggs. There's a purple one, there's an orange one, and all that good stuff. So a couple of things to note about this actual example. Bright colors. Yeah. When you're scrolling through Facebook, this type of image is going to really stand out because it's so bright and so vibrant. At the end of the day, the number one behavior that you're trying to trigger with Facebook ads is stopping the scroll. That's how people are using Facebook. They're scrolling their feed, scrolling. If you want to actually connect with them, the first thing you need to do is stop the scroll. Yeah. I think this photo does a great job of that. Let's talk about the specifics of this Facebook ad campaign. There were $433 spent on this Facebook ad campaign. When it came to the targeting, this church targeted everyone between ages 18 and 65 plus within 30 miles of the church's geographic location.
A classic.
More than 100,000 impressions on this ad with a 4.23 frequency, which meant of those 100,000 impressions, the average person saw this ad 4 times. That's what frequency means.
Is that a pretty high frequency?
It's a very high frequency. Yeah. 1,164 clicks to the website. Also cost high. Of 37 cents per click. Very low. That's very great. What happened when someone clicked on this ad? Okay. A person would go to a landing page that had, for this Easter service, location, service times, directions to the church, a summary of everything going on at the church for this Easter weekend, photos from the Easter petting zoo of the year before. There was Easter graphics, series artwork, that's basically great. A landing page dedicated to this Easter service where a person could figure out, oh, okay, this is exactly what's happening. Yeah,
and showed them things from last year's Easter service. Say, this is what we did last Easter. This is kind of what you're getting yourself into. That's
real great. Photos of the church. Oh, okay, this is really helpful.
Yeah, I love that.
Let's talk about the results. So this was a church of 2,000 people. They spent $434 on this Facebook ads campaign, and they saw these results. The senior leadership estimated that 1,500 additional visitors came to their Easter services.
We've got room for that.
The only other advertising they did for this Easter weekend, in addition to Facebook ads, was a single print ad in a magazine. Wow. A church of 2,000 people with an additional 1,500 visitors on Easter Sunday. Wow. That's example number 1. Yeah. Example number 2 was for a fall festival. The photo of this Facebook ads campaign is a stock photo of a bunch of Halloween candy, really bright orange, and then one of those plastic Halloween, what's that called? A jack-o'-lantern? Right, so it's a jack-o'-lantern full of candy. Full of candy. Like, not a real pumpkin. Like
a plastic one.
The one that you bring to trick or treat, and then they put the candy in it.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I've never gone trick or treat.
Well, because you're sanctified. That's good. So the Facebook ad copy for this read, Fall Festival this Sunday at blank church from 1 to 3 p.m. Bring your whole family for a day of free candy, food, carnival games, face painting, and bounce houses. This event is 100% free and open to the public. We can't wait to meet you.
Smiley emoji.
Smiley emoji. Now, what happens when you click on this Facebook ad? You get taken to another landing page. And on this landing page, you've got date, location, service times, directions to the church, a summary of everything going on for the fall festival. It's all there. Let's talk about the specifics for this Facebook ad campaign. All right. The spend cost a total of $61.
That's more my kind of budget.
And 58 cents. Now, how much would you pay for a billboard? $5,000.
Yeah,
How much did you pay for mailouts? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
$61.58. The targeting everyone between 18 and 65 years old within 10 miles of the church's geographic location. So this would suggest the church is in a more densely populated location. So their radius didn't have to be as big as 30 miles. Bring it all the way down to 10 miles.
Right.
8,000 impressions with a 1.26 frequency. There were 167 clicks to the website, 37 cents per click.
Nice.
And the results. This was a church of 120 people. Spent $62 on their Facebook ads campaign. Over 500 people showed up to the fall festival. In this leadership's verbiage, they were totally slammed. They had dozens of people give their lives to Jesus and reached a ton of people in the community for the first time. A church of 150 with a fall festival of 500 people.
Maybe you don't want that many people.
What if I only spent $2 on Facebook ads? Like maybe that's...
Yeah.
All right, example number 3. This was for a direct service promotion. A lot of the times that we talk about finding the intersection between faith and culture. So Fall Festival is a great example. That's a good bridge event before actually inviting someone to your actual service.
Yeah.
But if you want to go straight for a service promotion, here's a fun way of doing it.
This is a great way to do it.
So here's the copy for this Facebook ad. The photo is like a photo of a big church with a stage.
Hands raised.
Bunch of people hands raised. And the title on the graphic on the overlay just says, "We're saving a seat for you."
Nice.
The ad copy is really what's fun. It says, "This Sunday is International Go Back to Church Sunday." Did I just make that up?
Yep.
Yeah, I sure did. But if you're reading this, it's not an accident. What if this Sunday is the day that everything changes for you?
So good.
What if this Sunday is the day you finally find what you've been looking for? You can wear whatever you want, drink coffee in the sanctuary, meet some great people. We don't judge. We help people win.
I want to go to that church.
I'm excited to win, and I want this church to help me do that.
Yeah.
So there's some fun and playful copy here. They're injecting personality. Don't feel like your Facebook ads need to be corporate, need to be all formal. If your church is like fun, engaging, family-friendly, if you've got a bit of personality, inject that into the Facebook ads. Your vibe attracts your tribe, Alex.
I've heard that said once before.
I've said it often, actually. And this is the type of thing that is a great example of that. Specifics for this Facebook ad campaign. $675 ad spend, everyone 18 to 64 years old, within 15 miles of the church's geographic location. More than 200,000 impressions with a 2.85 impression frequency. More than 2,000 clicks to the website at 32 cents per click.
Nice.
The landing page, again, had the location, service times for the different campuses, directions to the church, photos of the main service, kids ministry, sermon videos so you can watch through what's this pastor going to be speaking on, what's that like, with the heading, and I love this, test drive a service.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. What were the results, you might be asking? Well, a church of 6,000 spent $675 on this Facebook ads campaign. To these results, the lead pastor said that when he got up to preach at their second service, it looked like an ocean of people in the sanctuary.
So too many to count.
Too many to count. I mean, you're already a church of 6,000.
Yeah.
3 examples: a church of 2,000, a church of 6,000, a church of 100.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how big or small your church is. These are exact examples when it comes to targeting, creative copy, ad messaging, the follow-up, the landing page, the exact specifics and results. You can do this, and you might be asking, Brady, 3 examples is fun, but what if there were 3 more examples?
What if there were 3 more?
Well, that's what we're going to tackle on the next episode of Pro Church Daily. We're going to show you 3 more completely different examples of successful Facebook ads campaigns in Pro Church Daily episode number 172. This was 171.
Yes.
The featured resource we wanted to highlight for this episode of Pro Church Daily is the Perfect Church homepage infographic. When you're sending people from your Facebook ads, you're sending them to your website.
Yep.
And your website homepage is where your first impression is going to be made. We've looked at eye tracking studies to identify every single thing that needs to be on your church website's homepage.
Yep.
It's called the Perfect Church website, homepage, info, graphic. It's a long title, but it's an awesome resource. It's free. It's linked in the show notes.
Yep.
Check it out. That'll do it for this episode of Pro Church Daily. We'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Pro Church Daily. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss another video.
And I got a question. Kiki, do you love me? If you do, like this video.